Alright, so this is episode 5, Skyscraper, and this is a kind of lengthy one. We are going to be doing a fair bit of climbing in this sequence, and we're also going to be doing a fair bit of fighting some enemies. So we're going to climb up here. Alright, so you definitely want to hold right trigger when you go down here, because that will help you catch on to the pipe that's at the bottom. Climb on up. And then the first item in this area is going to be this water bottle that's up here on these boards. Then if you go right down these stairs, you will be able to pick up an item from underneath them, painkillers. Then we want to head on back up here. Go up the stairs. Alright. So then it's introducing you to another mechanic right here. You hold right trigger and you can hit A to sort of roll over, so that you can grab onto pipes and things that are kind of far in a certain direction. Okay, come up here and regain some stamina before we finish this climb right here. Okay. So we're going to be coming up to some enemies here in a second, and we're going to be going for another achievement for our third Machete Quick Kill. It's appropriately titled Machete Quick Kill the Third. So you can hear some guys talking right here. Okay. And so there's going to be 3 of them, and it's going to be, again, 2 pistol guys and a machete guy. And you want to kind of handle this situation like you did before. Surprise the first one, shoot the second one kind of quickly. I'm just trying to get some distance here so that when I surprise this guy, I'll have time to sort of shoot that one before this other guy would come up to me. And then I'm just going to knock this guy in the fire. If he's not close enough to the fire for you to be able to do that sort of special kill on him, you can just struggle kill him. But if he is, it's always fun to throw dudes in the fire. So again, with that one, you just want to surprise the first pistol guy, quickly shoot the second pistol guy before he can get a beat on you, and then go over and either kick this guy into the fire or struggle kill him with your machete. So that ends that encounter and gets you that achievement. And then we're just going to continue here with this level. Gotta open these doors. Let us on through. And then we can climb up this right here. Sometimes my guy likes to kind of wander in one direction or the other. So sometimes over in this area right here, there's a retry, but I think it depends on whether or not you've used a bunch of them, or it may not be available on this difficulty at all. So you don't want to count on it being there. Okay, and so in this area right here that's coming up, we're going to have 4 more enemies. 2 of them are going to have pistols, 2 of them are going to have machetes. So again, we're just going to surprise the first one, shoot the second 2, and struggle kill the third. So you just want to kind of survey the area here. This is a pistol guy, and the guy right behind him is a pistol guy. Alright. So we're going to surprise him, shoot shoot that guy because he's looking real close to me, and then this one is going to surrender. So we're just going to have to strike him. If he doesn't surrender, again, you can just struggle kill him. And again, we definitely want to pick up that bullet from the gun. If you can keep one bullet in your gun at all times, you're doing a good job. There will be moments where you won't have a bullet for one reason or another, but... So this dude right here is in pain. So you can do something where you go up to him and like just sort of execute them. You don't have to do that. It's just more of a mercy killing than anything else. It doesn't really get you anything. Alrighty. So we're going to continue on here. If you come around the other side of this column right here, you'll be able to pick up some more painkillers, just in case you got hurt. Head on up the stairs. And we're soon going to be learning another mechanic for some of the fights, which is, in some of them there's a leader, and if you kill the leader, then you will be able to intimidate the other two so that they surrender, or the other one, depending on how many enemies there are. In this particular area, there's going to be 3. Alright, so, yep. So you're going to equip your gun, and all 3 of these guys are sort of... You want to aim for this one right here, the one with the bandana. Alright. And then after you shoot him, the other 2 are going to chicken out of this fight. And so you'll just be able to knock them out like that. So I'm going to speed this part up a little bit because it's just doing a bit of traversal here and picking up a couple of items. So you're going to want to go over here and open up this door. And when you're walking this way on the left behind this thing of wood, you'll pick up a piton. And then as you continue to walk forward, you'll get a little cutscene type thing, sort of putting your attention to where you need to go. And you'll see underneath here there's a first aid kit, and the way that you get down to that is to slide down this pipe, go over to the left, and you can get to that area sort of underneath the bridge, pick up that first aid kit, which will be helpful later for victims that need that, because there are a lot of victims who need those first aid kits for sure. And when you come over here, you'll get a notice on the elevator that you need 2 jerry cans. So you'll come on down and go around the side of this elevator to come up and get into this next area where we're going to be looking for stuff. So what you're trying to do in here is find 2 jerry cans. There's also a couple of things that you want to pick up. There's multiple ways to get around here, but I like to come around, monkey bar across, and go up on this side first. Then you're going to climb up on these little metal thingies and go around and drop down. You're going to go around this concrete thing, so you got to drop down and go back up in order to pick up these little painkillers that are over here. And then you just go back the way you came. You're going to go up and slide down the red pipe to the right here, all the way down. And when you get down there, you'll be able to pick up a jerry can and 2 pitons that are sitting right beside each other, which is awesome, because you're going to definitely need a few pitons for some of the climbing sequences that are going to come up. And you climb on back around. You want to drop down to regain some of your stamina, and then when you climb back up and over, you're kind of in the same place where you monkey barred across. You can drop down, pick up the second jerry can, and drop down one more time to pick up the water bottle, which is the last item in this area. Head on back up those boxes, and now you're right back where you came from. And so you could have used the red bars that are in the back, but I just like that particular way that I showed you right there. You get back over here, put the jerry cans in the elevator, and take it on up. And so you'll see that there's a soda can on top of the elevator. We're going to be picking that up in just a minute. But for right now, we're going to have to drop down off the ledge here and come around on these little white pieces of pipe or scaffolding or whatever they are. In order to get over here, you're going to have to place a piton. And so I'm going to put it right there. Slide on down and move on over to pick up this soda can on top of the elevator. And then we're going to go just right back the way that we came. You'll be able to rest on the piton again, because that should be in your path to get back to where you need to go. And then hop on over, climb on up and around, and you're going to go sort of above where you actually need to go, because you're going to want to be able to slide down and pick up a food can. And so depending on where you placed your piton, you might need to use an item from your inventory, but you're going to have plenty, and that's why we pick them up. You pick up a little save point right there, which means that you can go back to it if you run out of retries. You can't just hit replay and start back there. But in any case, you're going to go and pick up this water bottle. And then we're going to go up here and climb on across. We're going to have another little sliding sequence here. So we're going to fall off, and we're going to need to roll over here so that we grab onto this pipe. Good old pipe. And then you want to shimmy on over, climb up, okay, and place a piton when you can to regain some stamina. Did not go very well. But, so what I'm going to do now is yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use a fruit cocktail to regain my stamina. This is a tricky area right here because, you know, you slide down, you kind of have to grab that pipe. It doesn't let you use the piton right away when you climb up those little metal pieces, so it can be annoying to do. Climb up here. Whew. And so right now we're going to try to get our piton back. So we're going to go over here. We're going to drop down. And we're going to grab on right here. Grab our piton. And drop down again. Roll over as far as you can. That kind of saves you some stamina, but we're going to be able to grab onto our piton again that we placed right here to regain our stamina if we lost any. And we're going to head back on up here. These climbing sequences, I think, are actually, to me, sometimes a little tougher than the enemy sequences to come out of without using any items. But we're going to have more than enough to get you through. I mean, I think we've used maybe like 2 or 3 things so far, which is not bad at all. Alrighty, so we're gonna drop down here, slide down, grab on here, and then we're gonna be heading back up. There's a little ledge right here that you can grab a rest on. So I'm going to speed this up again for the sake of time. It is a little lengthy little climbing sequence, and we're going to be picking up just a couple of items. Over on the left is a bullet on a ledge, and on the right is a soda on a ledge, and so we're going to be getting both of those. And I also wanted to talk to you guys about a little glitch that I experienced when I was doing this. So as I'm going over to the left, I place a piton down so that I can regain some of my stamina. Sounds good. And as I'm going back over to the right to get the soda can, I go to rest on the piton that I placed over there. And I don't notice it at the time, but it's actually not refilling my stamina. And the reason that I didn't notice it, I guess, was because I was able to make it over here to the right to the soda can without running out of stamina. And so for whatever reason I thought that the piton had worked, and so when I go to use it again, I sort of screw myself because then I'm sitting on it waiting for it to work and recharge my stamina, and it's not doing it, and then I end up having to use three or four small stamina items. I use like a water bottle and a few soda cans in order to make it all the way up to the top, which is kind of annoying, right? Because I should maybe only have to use one soda in order to get to the top, but because this piton didn't work, I had to use more than I intended to. And that's not the biggest deal because I had a lot of stamina items. You should have a lot of stamina items at this point if you've been, picking up all the things that I've been picking up along the way. But, just something to note, you may not need to if you place the piton a little bit higher on that white pipe. So what I'm doing now is swinging over to this section and picking up this inhaler. That's sort of a kind of a hidden item over there. You might go by it if you're just going along the normal grappling hook path. And then it's really just going from one hook section to the next here. We're going to grapple over to the little metal pipes on the wall, and then we're going to grapple off the wall again to land here. And then there's going to be a little bitty earthquake that you want to wait for and then slide down. And now we're going to be going to my least favorite part of this level, the sliding sequence. Okay. Gonna let me down? There you go. Slide down this pipe and you can drop down. Alright, and so this part right here is very tricky. You pretty much have to immediately roll to your left once you sort of drop off of the side here so that you can grab onto the lip of the pipe so that you don't die. The problem is the camera angles are weird, so you're like not quite certain which way you're supposed to be rolling until you're actually doing it. Just remember to try to move your stick to the left. Okay, so you just sort of can barely grab on there. And then we're going to be, again, letting go, sliding down, moving over, hop over here. And then, again, sort of moving. And you can drop down to a place where you can regain some stamina here. Okay. And again, we're going to want to stay to the left in this area right here. So just be aware of that. So we're going to stay kind of left. We're going to grab on here. We're going to let go. And then we're going to go over to the right to avoid death. Let go here, hop on. then we're going to let go again. Go over to the right. Alright. Again. And that is that sequence done. So you just want to kind of try to take the path that I did in order to make it through that without dying, which is an extreme possibility if you mess up a little bit. I have definitely rolled into some death there before. Okay, so we're going to grapple hook over, grab onto these metallic pieces right here, and then we're going to just hop down. You can hear that there is a victim down here, and we're about to go get our achievement, 3 victims helped, with this first aid kit that we picked up. So we're going to go down here. And dude's sort of laying here wounded. You're going to be able to provide him with this first aid kit, and you're going to get your achievement, 3 victims helped. Grab another retry. And the other sort of reward, I guess, that you get from helping these victims is they tell you a little bit about what's going on. So it provides you with a little bit of information as far as finding your family or learning a little bit more about the story. So, alright, so we're going to go up here, pick up this thing right here, which is the oral rehydration salts. And we're going to need those later as well for another victim, so you want to make sure that you don't use them so that you can give it to the victim later on that needs them. Alright, then we're going to backtrack over this way. Climb up here. And we're going to be going over here toward the end of this level. Woohoo! So if you just go down here and just kind of drop a bunch of times, eventually you will reach the bottom. And when we slide down here, this was going to be the end of this episode. Alright, so that is the end of episode 5, guys. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in episode 6.